So everyone, welcome to SupaJam Podcasts. I'm absolutely delighted because we got the one and only DJ Sween here.
And don't forget, I'm also MC Sween as well, so hopefully if we got time we might get some lyrics out of me, but
we got some DJ Sween and MC Sween, the one, the only. Owen, how are you doing?
Hey, we're doing all right. Nice to be back.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming back. So for those that don't know, Owen spent a good few years at SupaJam, was one of our leavers last academic year, but he's on our compilation album, SupaJam Sounds, which is just dropped. If you've not heard it, listen to it straight after this. There's amazing artists on it from SupaJam, and of course Owen is one of them. So Owen, how does it feel to be on the SupaJam Sounds compilation?
Oh, it feels great, and hopefully this won't be the only compilation that I will be on for the foreseeable. So hopefully this is the starting block, just getting out there. So yeah, it's great.
So it feels good. It feels like a starting point for you. Is this one of your first ever releases that's out there into the world?
Probably I've had a few on like SoundCloud, a few other bits, and in fact this one did also get put on SoundCloud before it came out again, basically on this compilation.
Ooh, a little SoundCloud preview. So this one's going to be on all streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music.
I don't know if this is going on YouTube, is it?
They'll be available on YouTube, and also it'll be available on vinyl for some people who want to order it as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's printed on wax, and how does that feel?
I mean, that's great. I think the most important thing that I would really love, though, is if it's going out on, all or if not most of the stuff that you can get it from. I really hope that we can get some other DJs up and down the country playing this, especially bassline artists. So if you ever want to check it out now. In fact, when I made this, I wasn't sure if I was going to go bassline at the time, but I think when I started to go, down the route or started to make a 4/4 beat, I started to think, well, why not make make a bassline track?
Yeah, so that was something I wanted to ask you about when you were first getting your inspiration from it. You mentioned the kind of 4/4. That's reference to the drum pattern, right?
They call it 4/4 because it was basically bassline is a form of UK garage, but so UK garage, as you know. You could say it first started out in America as like American house, sort of like MK, like the night from the 90s, if you really want to go back. But then it started to reach London. So obviously in the 90s you started having Artful Dodger, the DJ Pied Piper, obviously DJ Luck and MC Neat, for those that know. But then into sort of like the 2000s, it started to spread to sort of a couple of the northern areas. So mainly like Sheffield, possibly some other Yorkshire areas. But over the years, it started to turn into what's called bassline garage. So that's where we started to see the likes of Sean Banger Scott, Jamie Duggan, DJ Q, Delinquent. And then we started to see the likes of Burger Boy, Merkz. That's Murkz, if anyone wants to search that.
So, Owen, do you think this sort of I know you, basically I can tell you love your history of this genre, taking it all the way back, finding out where it came from. Do you think that interest in the sort of history of bassline, of drum and bass, is partly, as well as your love for the music itself? I can tell you love the stories of it, the characters, the history, and do you think that really influenced you?
I think to know the story, you have to maybe listen to a few bit, not always every single full document, but parts of a documentary, and find it online as well, where it all stemmed. And I think sometimes listening to the sets from back in the day as well, even though I'm in developing in the years of new. And actually, speaking of the new, a lot of bass line is actually coming back. So for those of you that don't know, Denon Reed has started coming back, or Denon Reed has been a new one, but he's kind of been bringing it back. So people might know him for his track I Need to Know, which was like a chart topper, or sort of in the charts, and has probably been the first one since T2's Heartbroken in 2007, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel, or everyone is thinking, that's how bassline has started to revive and come back to what it was in the 2007-2008 days. Because I felt that as good as the bass house and stuff was, I felt that we needed to start seeing bassline come back. But I felt that, maybe it wasn't going to come back, but now it has.
Nice.
And even people, and it's all going across everywhere in this genre, and drum and bass, which is another genre I produce. People are either starting to dig out the old school classics in a set, or they're remixing the old school classics, which is really nice to see. And there have been some new remixes of some classics.
Well, hopefully your one is a future classic, Owen. What I suggest is maybe we can take a listen to a clip of it just now, and then maybe want yourself and our listeners to maybe have a listen to the sounds in the track, the details, and we might go into a bit more detail about the different things we can hear in the track. Is that cool with you, Owen?
Let's do it.
Okay, well, let's get a clip of it just now. Oh, so what a track, Owen. And I think the first thing people are going to think of when it hits you is that bass line. And of course, the genre is called bass line. So tell us about that bass line, because that is filthy. It sounds great, man.
So I don't know if I managed to make it exactly how it is, but I've done what I could with what I knew at the time, with the resource, like how I knew how to make it at the time. So basically the type of style I was trying to go for, so sort of like Burger Boy, T2, DJ Q, you could say sort of like we could be listening to sort of like 2010 style bass line here. So those people were still going about then and still are, but you also had people like Firstborn, Bass Boy, Fredo.
So they were the big inspirations for the bass line. And we've got quite a prominent vocal sample in this one as well that gives it its title. What drew you to that sample, Owen?
I think what drew me to track it, entitling it that track, was I was probably just doing what most producers do, which is you go through, well, we went through some vocal chops, or what we had to our disposal within Ableton, which is what we made it on. So we made it on an Akai Ableton Launchpad, or it connects to Ableton anyway. I think it's the Akai 12, if I'm right in saying.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact big MIDI controller, lots of pads, lots of
it was
dials,
an
lots of
Ableton
faders.
one
MPK or MPC 12
I think
or
it's
something like that.
MPC,
Yeah. So it's a great controller, that one, for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if you still use it.
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Akai ACP.
That's the
I
one.
think it's actually called
So yeah,
Akai ACP 12. So I made it on that. Obviously, it had to be attached to a computer, as it's using Ableton. So, that was like one of my earlier developments of making, or one of my earlier progresses of making. I was always making, or sort of making music here and there beforehand. But I suppose it's probably one where I was probably getting more hands-on.
yeah, that controller is really good for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like hands-on controls. Yeah, it was a lot of fun making it. I'm grateful to be in the studio at the same time as we were doing it as well.
Yeah. So the "Do Look at Me" vocal, which we were basically talking about before this, it must have been one of those sort of samples like within an Ableton pack. So I found that, and I sort of started playing around with that vocal sort of sample and seeing what worked well. And then I think that was when I just found the riff that I thought was going to work well with some, bass line under that I'd already made in the first place. So we tried laying that on top of what we had, and I guess from there, that's just what made it what it is.
Cool. Well, speaking of making it, and I know a lot of students at SupaJam who will be watching this on our YouTube and listening to it, there'll be a lot of students will be making their own songs or their own tracks as well, across all genres. And one thing I remember this one making it own, you were really dedicated to taking it from start to finish. And you didn't seem to get too distracted by making let's make another loop this week or another song this week. Have you got any advice for students who are wanting to make a track, get it finished, but are maybe struggling with focusing on the one track? Because I think your focus really helped with this one, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to obviously try and see where your ideas go, because it's not always easy. I know that. But I think when you find an idea and you think it really works well, I think you just got to try and stick to that idea. Yeah, try and have some other things on the go if you can as well, because I know I did, like, whilst I was making this. So I was doing a couple bits on Logic, as that was my first DAW to use, and even Andre, big up Andre, by the way, says that it's the best DAW really moving forward, and probably always will be,
especially for accessibility as well. Yeah,
but look, Ableton worked to a degree with what I had. So I think when you make something and you think it's going to turn out to be in good shape, I guess you just got to try and stick to it.
Did you ever have any challenges or dips in motivation with this track, Owen? What do you think the hardest parts about finishing it were?
Oh, that's a really difficult one. I mean, I think I don't know about hardest, but I know there was probably the first stages where I thought it probably wasn't playable yet. But I managed to find a way of getting it to that stage.
I remember finding the right drum sounds was a bit tricky at the start too, wasn't it?
Yeah. But we got there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is tricky to find, because you, as I said earlier, as a producer, you have to sometimes sit through and find new things, or things that are going to sound right to you.
Well, a cool thing as well, you mentioned the different stages of it, like it wasn't ready to play out. But I do remember once you were getting happy with it, you took the risk of like, oh, when you had a DJ set, you'd almost do a trial run of it, even if it wasn't totally finished.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing? Should other producers do that as well?
I think depending on if you want to, have the DJing side as well to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you don't want to have that, but you want to, or you don't feel ready for, but you feel like you're at a stage when you want to have it tested out, then I think you should send that to, or, email that to producers and DJs, or producer cross DJs, so sort of hybrid, because there are many out there.
Yeah, I think it's a skill worth considering, the hybrid producer DJ, isn't it? Because it gives you a chance to get your music out there a bit more.
Even if you haven't got the DJ hybrid on you yet, it could well be, because I know, like, for instance, like Dillinger, like he's now an absolute DJ producer hybrid.
Yeah.
But before like late 2002, he was probably doing more production than he was DJ. But yet, everyone got his tunes, and everybody absolutely loved what he done, even as like unreleased, even if it wasn't the finished project. Yet they would still play what he would send, like some of the people that were playing his stuff out in the clubs.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't necessarily a DJ by now, but I wanted to get a track to a good, I guess, like a good point where it is playable, the best thing to do is send it to someone who probably will want to play that, who might also be either a DJ or as I said, a DJ producer hybrid. So like cross between those. So there's always those paths you can take yourself down.
Absolutely. And now that it is out there, how are you hoping people are going to feel when they hear it? What kind of emotions do you want them to feel? How do you want them to feel inside when they hear your track?
I hope they enjoy it. Of course, I hope that everyone, that they enjoy all your work. But at the same time, I know that, I've got to be open. I've got to be prepared and ready for any forms of criticism as well. So, because they might say, yeah, it's good, but we got to be ready for maybe not necessarily a dislike, but something that could have been done better as well. So we got to be ready for that.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And, as we mature as artists, we'll realise that, not everyone's going to like everything we do, and that's okay.
And it might be that, especially if you're like the parents of of you who know that you make that.
Yeah.
It's not their preferred choice, but, they respect you for who you are.
Yeah, and
when they hear what...
Every generation's going to have their differences too as well.
Hopefully they respect what you're about.
But yeah, 100%. And so you're hoping people like it. Are there any words you'd use to describe the way you'd like people to? Do you want them to feel energized or any other words like that?
Bassline and that is certainly energizing, especially, drum and bass they'll probably say is more, but at the end of the day, it is still, what I've made here is still in the realms of electronic dance music.
Yeah.
Maybe not every DJ is going to play that. Some DJs, like, I know, for instance, people like DJ Target, Mr. Jam, even though they do sometimes a bit of hip-hop in the clubs, they might do a bit of R&B in the clubs, but I know for a fact, if you sent them this tune and they heard it and they were like, wow.
Yeah.
You could potentially be played out on their radio shows.
Yeah, I could imagine it.
Or potentially in the clubs.
Yeah, in a club.
Because everyone they know that could go down absolutely well.
I could also imagine like someone's out a jog and they've got it on, or they're down the gym and they just got the energy up
but
like that.
I just want to see it. What would be nice now is, I know that I'm going to probably still have to wait a bit longer maybe to see it spreading, but just think how nice it would be to like, for people to just jump on that and like really see people playing it out in the clubs.
Yeah, and what a success to even get it on the compilation. You know, it's the big closing track of the compilation, track 10. And there's only 10 tracks on it. And I don't know how many submissions there were, but even to be in the final 10 that got selected is a big deal. So I want to say congratulations to that one. You worked hard.
I mean,
yeah.
I knew I always wanted to feature somewhere on a feature online somewhere, even if I didn't make the pick, at least. But it was probably lucky I have, because it means that now that it was through SupaJam, it means that I will make it to the pick. It might not necessarily reach high numbers in the sense of people that might be listening to it, but I really, really hope that if we can get people streaming this, even, maybe not all of you have to be into it, but I certainly think that as it does target guys that do, or people that do like this, I hope that we can get it out as I mean, I'd love it if it was ended out as a festival banger, really.
Yeah.
That would be the main aim, but even if it doesn't, I think the backup for that, I want to see people listen, or I want to notice that people are listening to it.
Cool.
So,
and I was thinking, because it is one of the few, I think if only, fully electronic tracks on the compilation album, there might be other students listening who are new and they're like, oh, I make this, or this make work in different genres, kind of like you have, that maybe don't get the spotlight on them as much. Is there anything you want to say to students who might be working in techno or drum and bass, or classical music or jazz, and they might be a bit nervous to submit because they're but you can be brave and push this drum and bass forward. So I think, does anyone want to should other students try and be like that as well, like push their favorite genre?
Whatever genre you're in, like you gotta, and especially for this wider compilation as well, you just gotta try and push yourself out there. And even if it does mean like having some assistance around you with ideas, or even if it does mean you've collaborated with someone, like, just keep perfecting your work. Yeah, it doesn't have to be absolutely high quality right now, but even if it is at the quality that we want to see from those people, which I even think this alone, it might not have been done, absolutely like bang, bang, bang on but it's still, or on a door, but it's still you're still using the professional kit.
Yeah.
Or whether you are using a door or not, like, you're still recording it professionally, which is good to see. It's still sounding mixed and mastered well, which we want to see.
I think people should get their tracks in, and really push
for, and even,
who knows, we might have a double album next year, Owen, for the compilation. Wouldn't that be cool?
I know. And if I don't know if I'd be allowed to again, but if I can get myself, pick myself back, which I am starting to do again. I have, took a bit of a break from the high, just because, I don't know, I think I tried to do some things once or twice, but I kind of just ended up, I don't know, falling into, I think, where we had the summer and what have you, and then I had a bit of a delay on my own university, which didn't help.
So you got a little break there. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you actually, what would be your kind of big dreams for the future, though? What kind of things do you want to do as a musician
I
and a
think-
producer and a DJ?
Right now, I've kind of just got to start to find my feet again with the production stuff, which I think I'm slowly but surely am. Because I already need to make some things for one of our university modules. But the good thing is they're flexible with the genres. So I'm looking to do a bass line track again.
Cool.
Possibly.
The follow-up to Do Look at Me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or try to see where it goes at the moment. But I know at the minute I'm trying to make another drum and bass track. But unfortunately, I've for some reason managed to, excuse it, but I've managed to get blooming logged out of my computer. So
Well, I'm sure you'll overcome these hurdles.
get this back on the road at the moment as well. So
epic.
And thanks to
I was going to ask as well, what would your like dream gig be as a DJ producer hybrid? Where would you want to be playing out your tunes on?
I think once my dream gig, difficult one, because I guess I want to start in this country first. So probably in time, maybe like Bristol.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But also it's I think as well, it's finding ways that I can do them safely as well, in my case.
So accessible venues,
Yeah.
like maybe like Dreamland, for example? Yeah,
Maybe,
something like that,
yeah. Because as much as I enjoy, there are parts of a gig that can still be a little bit nerve-wracking, because getting on stage and things like not necessarily playing on stage, but it's knowing my surroundings.
Yeah, that's when I think you need a good team around you and some manager / helper who's there to help with all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think sometimes depth can be of what the stage actually is.
Yeah.
Can be a bit
that noise.
Can be a bit scary.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll get to play plenty ones. Keep up the great work, Owen. I want to say thanks so much for joining us on the podcast today. Also,
and thank you as well.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, and big ups everyone who's on the SupaJam Sounds Volume 2 compilation. It's so exciting to have it out there. 10 tracks from all across SupaJam.
Yeah, and
from the last academic year, and also just shout out the students who are going to be submitting to future ones as well. Get your submissions into Sam.
And obviously, I hope that if it's possible, I hope to still carry on or start to get back up again, make some stuff, and hopefully, if you guys do want some more things of mine again, just and if it's permissible, just let me know and we'll try and send them across, and hopefully you'll have some more things.
I can't wait to hear more DJ Sween in the future. Well, thanks so much, Owen. Thanks to everyone who's listening and watching our YouTube. We will catch you later. Bye.
Bye.